So it is Wednesday, and we have been exploring now for several days. We've been through Ohio, West Virginia, Virginia. We're now in North Carolina. We've been through Tar Hollow State Park, New River State Park. Not New River State Park. What was that? Little Beaver State Park, Jefferson National Forest, and we're now in the Pisgah National Forest. I don't know how to pronounce that, so maybe I'm pronouncing it wrong. But we were trying to make a lot of miles today. We're going to swing through Linville Falls and explore the Linville Falls, and then hit the, I think it's Old North Carolina 105. It skirts the edge of the Linville Gorge, gravel road. It's supposed to be really beautiful. But the trail that we were supposed to get to, motor vehicle use maps, the National Forest Service updates these MVUMs, the motor vehicle use maps, as to what roads are suitable for passenger cars, what roads are suitable for buses and trucks, etc. And then a Class 2 road essentially means that it is only suitable for high clearance vehicles. And those are the ones that usually turn out really fun in the Jeep. That's where we found some of the obstacles we found, and usually where we look for obstacles as we're exploring. But the one we were at just now, apparently the MVUM is a little behind. We just pulled up to it after driving through the forest for quite some time, and the gate's closed, no motorized vehicles. So now it's technically classified as a 1, which is closed for maintenance, for forest ranger use only. Essentially what that means is not passable for some reason or another, quite often washouts. I learned this kind of from a forest ranger I spoke to a couple days ago. Washouts, erosion, etc. Stuff that is too expensive to fix for their budget right now. So it is closed, and we are turning back, and we're going to find another way to the Linville Gorge. I think that's going to mean some highway miles again. But the way out of camp this morning, we woke up on Scales Campground on the top of Mount Rogers, in Mount Rogers National Recreation Area. Very beautiful place. It was very cold when we woke up, so we actually had most everything packed up last night because we knew it was going to be. And we just packed up camp as quick as possible and headed to find a warm breakfast in a restaurant. Found a great little place called The Log Cabin in Lansing, North Carolina. Nice place.
It was. The server, I think, is also the owner. She was just lovely. She was absolutely lovely. Such a pleasure to talk to. The coffee was good. Everybody had a nice, huge breakfast, and it was very nice, very pleasant.
It was. So then we headed onwards, passed through Boone, and here we are in the Pisgah National Forest. So this is the second national forest we've hit so far. Backtracking a little, like I said, but tonight we are going to be hopefully finding another dispersed site, also in the Pisgah National Forest. I don't know if I can continue with the luck on epic campsites so far, but I do recommend Scales. Now the trail into Scales, where we were last night, is 30 to 45 minutes of pure kidney abuse.
It's at least 45 minutes because you do not want to do it fast. We did not air down going up, and highly recommend airing down to make it a little more comfortable.
Yeah.
It's not anything that needs super high clearance, but I wouldn't take a streetcar up there. But once you get up there, it connects to the Appalachian Trail. So the campsite is surrounded by Texas Longhorn cattle. Wild ponies are up there, which we didn't end up seeing any wild ponies. There are bears up there, but we didn't have any bear problem last night. But just a beautiful spot. It opened up so nice, and we got to do a little hiking. It was really, really wonderful.
Yeah. So the wind chill when we woke up was 23. I would recommend doing it a little later in the season. I do believe that's it. Strange cut, but we had to quick navigate. So I'm doing that on my phone, recording on my phone right now. I'm sure the lighting is kind of terrible because the sun's peeking through the trees. It's nice though because we went so many days with rain and overcast skies. So the sun, a little bit of yesterday we had sun and a little bit today, and it's been beautiful. It's about 51 degrees out. Depending on elevation, altitude that we've been to, it's ranged from about 43, not including the low this morning, but this afternoon, it's been about 43 to 55, depending on how high we get. Otherwise, we'll see you at the Linville Falls, I think.
Hopefully we have time.
Yeah. What this day has been gorgeous for is waterfalls. This place is littered with waterfalls, just beautiful waterfalls left and right. This is not Linville Falls, this is just some unnamed falls in the Pisgah.
The Pisgah National Forest showed us one example after another of the wonders of God's creation in the flowing of the waters. Between the babbling brooks bubbling beyond boulders and the waterfalls ranging from tiny trickles to roaring rapids, the appetites of our eyes and ears now feasted. We continued this way until we approached the Linville Gorge. Stopping at the Linville Falls Visitor Center, we all unloaded and hiked to the upper falls. Along the way, Toast made friends with strange dogs like he never has before. Typically, his anxiety makes him not so friendly. True began the hike afraid to climb over small rocks, and with each larger one he conquered, his skills formed and his bravery bolstered. I had been having trouble with my off-road maps app all day, and leaving Linville Falls we missed our turn, but this was a turn I wasn't going to reroute around. We got back on course and began the drive down Old North Carolina 105. This gravel road is labeled as one of the most beautiful drives in the country, and with good cause. Starting from the north, I began to wonder about the title, as it was a wooded drive just like any other that we had done over the last few days. When the woods opened up, though, the Linville Gorge Wilderness on our left and the Pisgah National Forest on our right provided jaw-dropping views. My dad has traveled the world more than anyone I know, and before we even reached the end, he told us this was the most beautiful driving he'd ever done. If you're considering Old North Carolina 105, I highly recommend it. The road is mostly a gravel road with a few large mud puddles, which can be mostly avoided by passenger cars, but I would recommend not bringing any low-clearance cars that you are too attached to. If you don't mind scraping bottom on occasion, maybe doing a little body damage or crunching a muffler, you can certainly make it through, as did several cars while we were there. I must admit, I've done far worse roads while driving rental cars like the Pontiac Vibe and the Toyota Avalon. Once we reached the end of the road, it was getting late and we had lots of miles left to travel. Wednesday was the longest day mileage-wise of our trip, and by the time we got to camp, it was getting dark. True was absolutely done, and we still had to make dinner. But we pressed on because we knew the destination. Wednesday night, we set up camp in a most secluded little dispersed site on the banks of the scenic French Broad River. The moon glinted off the rapids, and the steady roar of the waters provided the perfect soundtrack to invite us to sleep. As Christians, the road we travel can seem long. We may at times want to stop and set up camp before reaching the end. We may just be done with the grueling miles. Brothers and sisters, don't be tempted. Don't stop. Press on toward the goal, to the prize of the high calling of God in Jesus Christ. 1 Corinthians 9:24-26. Do you not know that all those who run in a race run, but one receives the prize? So run that you may obtain it. Everyone who strives for the prize exercises self-control in all things. Now they do it to obtain a corruptible crown, but we an incorruptible one. So therefore I run not with uncertainty. So I fight not as one who beats the air. Brothers and sisters, keep going, for the waters on which you shall be encamped will never fail. They will never leave you thirsty. They will be your living waters for all eternity. The water of the Spirit which trickles out from under the throne will be your inheritance. Don't stop. Don't turn back. Those of us who overcome to the end will not regret the time and effort. Thanks for watching, y'all. If you've been enjoying this content, I ask that you just hit that subscribe button. maybe the notification bell so that you can be informed of our upcoming videos. We've got several more days of this trip, and we're about 2 months out now from another trip out west.